Coming up on today's episode, sponsored by Exsel Powersports. We've been invited down to Petrolheadonism live at Nebworth House. Richard Rawlings from Gas Monkey makes an appearance and shares his thoughts on Polaris. Max from Exsel gives us a rundown of the latest Razor models. And Alex Parpottas explains why he's made the move from Can-Am to Polaris. Stay tuned.
Here's Ash, ready to start the weekend off with a bang. Okay.
I'll do it in the drive though. Nice. We've got time to deal with that. So what's your plan today, Phil? What are you doing? What are we doing? Where are we?
I'm that side, like I'm the wrong side of the camera.
We're switching it up today.
We ain't.
I'm going to do behind the scenes.
I think it's a good one this time. Should we do another run tomorrow then? Yeah. I think a lot of that noise is the tyres. It's the tyres, yeah. The tyres are good now. Oh, it's very heavy. It sounds like yeah. Well, what they do now, they want to
Get a bit of footage on the way back.
Run.
Leaving me to walk again.
Run.
Run up to you. Faster than this thing. 220. What was it? 228?
228.
Nice that is, isn't it?
And Martin, you don't want water? 228? It's high, isn't it?
I thought we said 120.
228. I'm going to phone Richard there, so I've got the phone. valve kicking in.
No, no.
This is live valve suspensions in Baja mode at the moment.
Yeah, yeah.
When it's a track, it just goes solid. Comfort mode, it all just goes like normal. It goes all sloppy. I'm thinking about it. I've come around that way. They've done alright on the dyno. 228. That's alright.
It's really good.
Yeah.
Has he been to see this yet?
Not yet, later on today apparently.
What time? Just want to come over.
Don't know. I'll find out from Chiro.
Find out and then
Right,
let us
down there,
know.
no, we'll come and join you.
Video.
What did he do on the dyno?
228.
Awesome.
We're going to map it tomorrow and see where we go.
Yes.
Yeah.
About 860 kgs.
Love it.
They all play fun and games, mate.
Yeah, yeah.
See you later, boys.
Another.
Here with Max on the Exsel Powersports stand at Petrolheadonism. He's going to have a little walk around of his turbo wire and talk about some of the upgrades and what he's got planned for the future with it. Max, do you want to tell us about some of the features of the turbo wire?
Yeah, so obviously this is the 2022 Turbo R.
Yeah.
It's got the new Fox live valve suspension system on it, the second generation version of this. Very similar to what's in the Pro XPs. You just get a little bit more travel on this, a lot more. It's a much more user-friendly system, if you like.
Yeah.
Obviously, this all connects directly into the dashboard system on this. So you've got your screen on this monitor side of things. You've also got suspension modes you can change on here.
Yeah.
We haven't done a huge amount of difference to this power-wise at the moment. We put a Forge Motorsport, which is a company that we're doing a lot of work with at the moment.
Yeah.
We've got a blow-off valve system from them on it. We've also done a DynoJet remap system on it, so we've got DynoJet remaps and stuff done.
Yeah.
We did a dyno run earlier, and I think we were at 230 brake horsepower or something like that.
Yeah.
It was quite impressive. So.
Yeah. Happy with that, or you want to go?
Yeah,
go a
I
bit
mean,
more?
we try and push it a little bit more.
Yeah.
We try and push it a bit more.
Yeah. Got any more upgrades planned, or?
We need to do this now.
Oh. There we go.
You alright, guys?
Hey, you alright?
Yeah, I'm Chris. Nice to meet you all.
Yeah, how you doing, right?
You guys are like a big sponsor here. We've got Richard by St. John from Gas Monkey. Does all the media.
St. John,
pleasure to meet you. So, if you guys wanted to get some pictures with Richard or stuff or anything like that, we can.
Yeah, move this way.
Oh, hell yeah!
Yeah, full custom graphic kit ready for it. They come out pretty good actually. They come out pretty good. The graphics come out pretty good.
What's up, guys? Fucking cool. Bigger, better, faster, louder. Fucking love it. Right on. What's up, man?
That means that it's ours now because
Yeah, you can drive right.
What's up?
I want to drive one of these fuckers.
Big a brand that's here. Can we not borrow one of those with the logos on it?
Borrow it. I'm going to act like I'm borrowing it and just be steal it. Chris, yes, sir.
We don't want to be seen inside a moving motor vehicle.
Huh? Oh, well, I'll hold it. I'll hold it.
Please, God, no. Please, God, yes.
Yes,
The dip monkey garage.
When they're fully tricked
You
out,
rock one of these going to make a scene.
they can almost be as good as next three.
Definitely. Definitely.
I need to get into this. I'm already out of it. I've got the Ranger 4-seater with the bed.
With the bed in the back of it.
Yeah, my bed, when it raises up, it's got actuators that a thing falls down. That's like beer pong, and I got a 50-inch television screen.
In the back of it.
Yeah, so, and I got the satellite dish thing, or the hookup through Apple TV. So I take it on the golf course, and we got the TV showing 50-inch. We're watching the Cowboy game, we're playing golf.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
I mean, you did a slingshot there.
Yeah, in Vegas, I did it all up on 35s.
That's the same 2-litre engine they've just put into this now. It's now got the 2-litre in the engine.
Okay. Yeah, I've got a turbocharger coming for it. And I mean, we have to extend the swing arm, but we're on 35s. It's pretty freaking wicked. It's a lot of fun. Just we were waiting on it to come out. Yeah. And we haven't even gotten it yet, but it's supposed to be on the way.
That'd be insane.
I'm good.
You want the beer already?
What?
You want the beer already?
Been on it since yesterday when I got it.
So yeah, we're doing a lot of stuff with Forge Motorsport at the moment. They're developing a series of products with us that we've sort of collaborated with, and we're developing to bring to the UK market rather than importing from the US. And everyone knows the headache of trying to get stuff here, shipping, import duty, import taxes. It just becomes a headache, and then you get the part here and it's the wrong part, and it just becomes a massive headache. So we want to try and just bring some more British manufacturing to the scene.
It's going to be direct through you.
It will be through our side of things, but we're looking to work. Obviously, we're going to work with you guys. We're going to offer different performance packages that people can buy. We're going to have some. Yeah, it's going to be pretty exciting. I think it'll be.
Yeah. So what you got planned for the future then?
So this one is. So we actually drop this off to Forge after the show. This goes straight to Forge from the show. It's being stripped apart. It's going to have nothing left of it. It's all going to be stripped down to complete pieces. And we've got various different products that are being introduced to it. And we'll leave it as that for a minute. But yeah, we've got various different performance stuff that's all going to be.
Keep everyone updated on the.
We'll keep everyone updated as we get developments of products coming through and stuff. We can keep everyone updated and stuff like that. So, and then after this, we'll then move to the Pro R, and we'll start looking at the Pro.
We're going to try and grab a talk with Alex about the Pro R and see why he's moved from Can-Am.
I think it's a big jump. It's
It's a big move forward for him.
It's a big move forward. It's a big investment. He's ran Can-Am for a long time. He's got a lot of Can-Am parts and a garage full of Can-Am stuff, and now he's jumped straight in a completely different machine. But it's until you drive that, you just realise how different it reacts and how different it responds to anything else. So obviously we got this here, which is the Pro R. This is the 2-litre 4-cylinder engine in this now. So everything's changed. It's very, very similar geometry to the Turbo R, but it's 12 inches longer at the back end. So obviously you're now fitting a 4-cylinder engine in the back of it, so you need that extended space. But it's
Upgrade packages with these, yes.
Yes, stuff on the market at the moment. We're working with a company in the States at the moment. They're developing a supercharger package for it. What we would like to do is they develop the supercharger package, and we can add UK products into the supercharger side of things, i.e. intercoolers, all the different piping and all that side of things can all be done.
Got some dates of when they're going to start landing in the UK as well?
We've been told end of October. Obviously there's delays in everything at the moment, but fingers crossed for October, and then we can really start working on it and really start focusing on it. We're at the stage now where we think we're going to race one next year.
Yeah.
Our plans is to supercharge it and then enter some competitions next year.
Right. What race series you're entering?
Do some of the European stuff, so like mainly like the I think there's like the race called the Gorm and stuff like that. So mainly European. It's no good around a small track, you know. This needs big open cross country.
Yeah, it'd barely fit on a motocross track.
Yeah,
it's got to be.
It's too big. You can't really overtake in that. It's you need something that's 2,000 kilometres long distance enduro side of things rather than.
Gonna race it yourself?
I think so. Yeah, I think so. I haven't raced in a long time. So I raced quads for 8 years. I haven't raced in about 8 years as well. So yeah, raced for 8 years. Haven't raced in 8 years. So it'd be quite an interesting side of it going back in. I'm at the stage of life now where I feel like I need a cage around me to race, rather than anything else.
People are getting there now, aren't they?
Yeah, exactly.
So I think as more of these come over to the UK, people just move off the quads and move away from enduro.
So I think it's we come into this at the right kind of time. I feel in the UK, the scene is slowly picking up now, and there's more interest in it.
The second-hand market now is getting affordable.
Yeah,
to the average
exactly,
person,
that's it, exactly. That's it. It's an expensive toy. It's a seriously expensive toy. It's not your average weekend playing around a field kind of toy. This is a competition machine. I don't know. I honestly, at the moment, I don't know what the Ultimate Edition or the Sport ones do, but I think this LE version is about 43,500 plus the VAT. That's obviously this limited edition colour package that's on this. I think the Azure Blue Azure Crystal is the first colour that comes to the UK. As far as I know, everyone that's ordered them is getting it in Azure Crystal at the moment. So. But yeah, it'd be interesting to see where it goes. And
yeah, well, this is definitely a big jump up from the Turbo R.
Yeah, it feels very different. It feels very different when you drive it.
Yeah, you had much time in the seat on it?
Yeah, so I done a couple of days of it at EJ Churchill's in the lead up to the bigger EJ Churchill's Polaris dealer events, and driving it around, it's powerful. I always thought going to a naturally aspirated engine rather than turbo, it would just feel gutless, but it doesn't. It's just you put your foot down and the torque is it's instant delivery on the power side of things.
Brake horsepower wise, where are we at with them?
Stock is supposedly at 225 brake horsepower, between the 225 and 250 brake horsepower mark, supposedly from stock.
Added a supercharger, where do you reckon you'll be?
There's one in the States at the moment, standard internals. They've done about 400 hours worth of testing so far, and 400 miles worth of testing, and they're at just under 400 brake horsepower.
Okay. And no upgrades apart from?
I think they've
no
done
transmission upgrades. No.
I think they've done clutch side of things. They put obviously a larger clutch system on it to keep up with the power, but internal wise, everything's all standard. I don't think the gearbox is going to have any issues with it. I don't think anyone else is going to struggle with it. It's just going to be the belt side of things more than anything.
Everything seems double strength on this, doesn't it? Everything's double the size.
You look at like this, the front A arms compared to the Pro XP models. Everything is twice the size. It's just built. It's a completely different beast altogether. Whereas this is quite small and nimble. It's ideal for the track racing side of things. It's when you're doing cross-country jumping and you're really stuffing it through. This sort of shows its real talents.
So you're not going to have any stock of these. I'm guessing they're all allocated.
At the moment, they're all allocated. Yeah, we don't know what else. Whether we're going to get more stock or what, I don't know. I'd imagine as time goes on, it'll get easier. Like anything, as time goes on, it gets easier and easier to get products.
Polaris upgrades. Is there any standard upgrades they're bringing out for them in the UK? Or?
Not so much upgrades as in like parts and accessories, yes, but nothing like engine-wise. Polaris have never really done anything themselves, engine stock-wise or anything, but it's silly little things. You can do roofs, light bars. Yeah. You've got all of those sort of things, interior pockets, rear storage. I mean, they do different Nerf bars for it, different bumpers, different rear bumpers. Don't know if they do a winch kit for this one yet. I'd have thought if they don't, it'll be very soon they do a winch kit for this. Very similar front end to the Turbo R, so I'd imagine it's a crossover between the two. A lot of the parts seem to cross over from this now, straight into the Turbo R. So.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. But if anyone in the UK has got one in order and they're looking for upgraded parts, we'll have the CT Raceworks arms, rear radius rods and plates, hopefully in stock before they actually land in the UK, before the Pro Rs land in the UK. So just give me or Phil a shout, and we'll sort you out. So this is Alex from Buzz Special Vehicles. He's just ordered the new Pro R. Yeah, so how come you've moved from Can-Am?
So we've been racing the Can-Am X3 since 2018. We always look at what the latest thing, you know. We always, the idea is to go quicker, be better than the competition. And I'll be honest with you, we've driven Polarises from 2010 when we had an RZR 900. We switched to Can-Am when they sort of changed the game a little bit and brought a UTV to the market that was completely different. It was low slung, it had loads of travel, but I like what Polaris have done. They've upped the game, and I think with a 4-cylinder 2-litre engine, 28 inches of travel, the vehicle's 2 inches wider than the Can-Am. It's 6 inches longer. For the events that I do, this vehicle hopefully will enable us to get better results.
And the events you do are?
So we're doing all the endurance stuff. So we do a lot of the races in Europe. We just did Rally Albania, which is a 1900 kilometre race over 8 days. So it's very much, it's not always flat out, but you've got to have the endurance ability to go the full 8 days, all the mileage, and with a bigger lump, I think, you know, we'll have way more power band.
Tip you over the edge for winning.
Yeah, and everything looks more beefy, you know, so like all you got to do is look at the unit bearing straight out the box. It's way more race ready than the competition.
What are your plans to change on it to make it, because it's not set up for endurance, is it? So
No.
what will you need extra to carry, what you need to change?
Yeah, so straight away we'll change the one-piece cage, even though this looks way stronger than anything else that's sort of come on a factory vehicle. We'll change the cage straight away. Hopefully we'll do a T45 cage. We're going to have to add an auxiliary fuel cell on the back, so we'll have an extra 45 litres on the back. We're going to have to design a spare wheel carrier, so hopefully we can carry 2 spares for the longer distance stuff. That's really essential. Other than that, it's pretty much safety equipment, so seats, 6-point harnesses, keeping it simple really. We want to try and prove what the base vehicle can do without altering it too much, because these vehicles have come so far now that I feel they're the most race ready they've ever been out the box. You know, like, don't get me wrong, the Can-Am's been absolutely brilliant to me, but I just think
Out the box, this is a big step. It's a big jump, isn't it? This is the next level of stuff, really.
225 horsepower, you know, just the size of the thing is we can carry a lot more stuff on board, and it's going to make those endurance events a little bit easier is what I'm hoping for. So we're quite excited to work with Polaris on this vehicle and see what we can do.
So you're going to run the first lot of events completely standard suspensions, setup.
So the vehicle's due in October, hopefully. That's the plan, and then mid-October we've got our first race at the end of October, Bovington Ultra 4 Europe. We're going to take it straight out the box. We're going to add window nets to a bit of safety, and then we're going to go and race it and see what happens. It'll be a nice shakedown because we'll get to see what does and doesn't work and see how we like the vehicle, because you know, don't get me wrong, I'm used to a Can-Am. I've been in it for 4 years, so.
You want to go back?
Depends what Can-Am have up their sleeve, because at the end of the day, I'm sure BRP are looking at this and going, that's quite nice. So yeah, we'll see what they offer. I'm sure there's something coming.
See any problems with it that could cause problems?
I think the fuel capacity is a big one, because it's a bigger engine. It's a 2-litre engine, so it's obviously going to burn more fuel. Being naturally aspirated, it's a revvy engine, you know. So yeah, it's the same sort of fuel capacity as the Can-Am, so I see that as a bit of an issue. One other issue that I see potentially is where the belt location. When we fit a fixed seat in the vehicle, you have to remove the seats to be able to access the belt. With these being CVT driven, it's always going to be a bit of a challenge in a race environment. But
what do you reckon the belt intervals are going to be on this, though?
That's the benefit of this vehicle. It's got much bigger clutches than the Can-Am. It's also got air cooling from the front of the vehicle, which is ram air, straight into the clutch housing. So we're looking at, hopefully we'll be getting 1,200 to 1,500 miles out of the belt without worrying about it. It's a big step up. The other thing is the live valve on the suspension, being able to adjust. So it's got a button on the steering wheel. If we're coming up to a section where we're not quite sure what's coming up and there's a big ground out, you hit the button and the valving immediately goes rock solid, and it's prevents you from bottoming out basically. So yeah, I think the suspension's going to be more so than power. It's going to be the game changer. So I'm really excited to see where we go with this.
I'd like to see it happen, to be fair, and we'll hopefully get to follow you.
Yeah, definitely.
And see what happens. Fingers crossed
We
it
just
arrives
need
on
the
time.
unit now.
Yeah. Fingers crossed it arrives on time. When you say October? Mid-October.
Yeah, mid-October is the sort of due date. But
And what date are you hoping to race?
29th of October is the race. No, we don't need much. We'll just get in it and send it.
Well, we'll follow you then.
Yeah, brilliant.
Yeah, brilliant.
Cheers for that.
So alongside his hectic race schedule, he also finds time to convert special vehicles for off-road purposes. So do you want to have a walk around this one?
So this is a 2020 Jeep Wrangler Rubicon. We take a base vehicle. We've got a deal with Jeep, so we buy the brand new unit and then we spec it how the customer likes it. Obviously this vehicle is built with overland and travel, that kind of market in mind. So you've got a roof tent, you've got an awning, we've got...
Yeah. Everything's supplied by yourselves?
That's correct, yeah. So all the products you see on here, AV is we're the UK distributor for American Expedition vehicles. ARB as well, you'll see it on the awning. That's a product that we sell. Pretty much everything on here is a turnkey package that we can offer. Straight out the box, brand new unit, delivered to your door. You can get in it, go, trust that it's going to work. Off-road, on-road, you know, you can live out of this vehicle pretty much. We've essentially built a camper that can go off-road. So that's the idea behind it.
And everything that you've bolted to it, do you sell separately?
Yeah, so if a customer can bring a vehicle to us, if they've got their own Wrangler already or a Ford Ranger or a new Defender, they can bring it to us and we can we can prep it. That's it. So you know, wheels, tyres, you can start wherever and build it up. You don't have to go all in and buy a turnkey vehicle. Yeah. That's it. So
what's the oldest vehicles you've done it to?
Yeah, we work on from stuff like 2007 JKs and stuff right up to the new stuff, but we tend to do quite a lot of the new JL Wranglers. They're a popular one for us. But yeah, it's a vehicle you can literally go everywhere.
Yeah, do you want to have a walk around some of the accessories?
So in the back, you'll see we made a full custom floor, so we've got a full slide out ARB 40 litre fridge. All of this is powered by, we made it ourselves. We've got a custom drop-in aluminium box, which goes in the factory location. It's got a DC to DC charger, 170 amp hour of lithium battery, plus a solar panel on top. So we can pretty much live out of this vehicle off grid for up to 14 days at a time, really. All of our tools, camping gear, etc. stored in here. Table, storage rack for double stacking on top. We can do that as well. We make these in the UK. So all the bumper system, we've got additional fuel capacity on the rear. So we've got 40 litres of fuel capacity on the rear. If we're out in the middle of nowhere.
Is that a separate tank or is that?
Yeah, so it's an auxiliary tank,
or?
And then we can feed it into the main tank. Yeah, suspension. We've got triple rate progressive springs with Bilstein shock absorbers. These are the remote reservoir 8100s. It's something that you normally see in a race vehicle, pretty much like this, but using it in a different application to brilliant over corrugated roads and stuff like that, where the shocks are working really hard and getting warm. So yeah, we've also got onboard air set up, which is quite nice. It's a little project I was working on in lockdown. It's a discrete onboard air, so the compressor's hidden under the floor.
What litre compressor you got?
I've got an ARB dual compressor, and then your air outlet's there, so you can literally quick access. Nice and simple. And yeah,
it's pretty much set up for everything then.
Yeah, pretty much. That's it. You can go anywhere, do anything, and that's the idea. Is someone can jump in it. They can use it as like a camper van with a roof tent. We've also got power on the roof, so all of that's powered via the lithium battery. So snap-on connectors. They're all magnetic. Then we can run power cables into the tent. You can have fans when it's hot. You can have whatever you want. Charge your phone whilst in the tent. We try and make a solution that looks almost factory OEM, but aftermarket, if that makes sense. So OEM plus. That's the idea behind it, is making it look as clean and tidy as possible and hidden and discreet.
It does that job anyway.
But yeah, so that's pretty much what we do.
So if anyone wants a vehicle converted or wants a brand new vehicle, we'll leave all the links in the description for you.
Thank you.
Free.
Don't cost you nothing.
Absolutely nada.
You cheap ass monkeys.
Yes, that's how it's Hard Up Garage for a reason, right? We save our pennies.
We've got a lot of friends in the industry across automotive and everywhere, and petrol heads everywhere that come together. It's like a Masons Club. Petrolheadonism is like a Masons Club because we've got a phenomenal network, and it's just building and building from all the traders that are here this year, doubling up from last year, and the sponsors as well that have been absolutely amazing. We've got so many sponsors around the site that have brought their A game to the show, and some amazing cars with them.
I mean, Max over there, this was about, what, 4 weeks ago? And Nick Williams was like, hey, I'm down speaking to a guy called Max, and I told him that he needs to be at Petrolheadonism. He's like, what do you mean he needs to be at Petrolheadonism? What's Petrolheadonism? He's like, I've heard of the shows around the country, but Richard's going to be here. Nick put the phone down, Max picked up the phone, phoned you, booked a freaking spot, and like, that's amazing.
He booked a spot. I sent him the invoice, he paid it a minute later, and now we're kind of best buddies, and I've got that amazing Polaris to drive around in as well.
We're so lucky to be surrounded by like-minded, lovely people, right?
Yeah, but I'm ready to hear some beats from Richard Don, because he's going to show us out to 5:30 with some mad music and beats and rhythm, as these lovely people get to see the cars as we draw to close at 5:30. One last time, Matt Watson, 4:30. If you want anybody more meet and greets to see Richard, he's available now. You can book that now if you want to see Richard. Enjoy the rest of the day. We'll see you back here tomorrow.
Let's do it. Same time tomorrow, guys. Get your tickets. It's happening tomorrow, the twice time. Let's do it. Oh, yeah.
It's been a great weekend. Me and Phil are absolutely shattered now. Cameraman's done a lot of work. Thanks to Max at Exsel Powersports for having us, and catch you on the next one.